Thanks for connecting with us in Corner Office. I'm Susan Radojevec. In our second half of your show, we're talking with Mary Boone. Mary is a leading authority on organizational communications and uses large-scale interactive meetings to help leaders connect, inform, and engage with their teams. Hello and welcome to Corner Office, Mary.
Hi, it's great to be here.
I want to start off by reading something from the Harvard Business Review award-winning article you co-authored with David Snowden, A Framework for Decision Making. You wrote, "We believe the time has come to broaden the traditional approach to leadership and decision making." Why do you believe that a leader's decision-making approach needs to expand, Mary?
Well, I believe that in conditions of uncertainty and complexity, we really have to, as leaders, look for new sources of intelligent input in order to be able to make a decision about the way forward and make very key strategic decision making in our businesses. And so leaders are going to have to become more comfortable with uncertainty and have to learn new tools and new approaches to allow them to manage it. And when I say manage, it's not in the traditional sense of control where we try to oversimplify things in order to manage them, but rather looking to find those answers through networks of people, looking for patterns in information.
When outcomes to complex circumstances are emergent, how do we maintain dialogue?
In the past, leaders have focused a lot on messaging and giving people ideas and trying to get people to, quote-unquote, buy into ideas. Now what we want is true ownership, and that requires really a more interactive approach. I like to say instead of tell and sell, it's ask and engage. And finally, I think I would really point out to leaders that meetings are both now and in the future going to be one of their most important leadership tools.
You mentioned ask and engage instead of tell and sell. Can you give us an example of what you mean by this, please?
Yes. For example, I was working with a senior leadership team at a Fortune 500 company recently, and the CEO was very concerned about being able to get his new strategy well understood and executed in the organization. He did need to share the information with people, but the process of doing that was very different. We created what was called a strategy map, and this set up a dialogue. This allowed people a tool to really deeply understand the strategy and also share ideas around it. There were computers at every table for his global leadership meeting where we had 300 leaders in attendance, and they were able to use the computers from the table, talk with each other about the strategy that was presented, and share that information back with the senior leader about their response to that strategy. So it wasn't just a matter of let me tell them what they need to know. It was a matter of engaging them.
Okay, so let's say an organization decides to maintain status quo. Is there a downside to that decision?
Quite frankly, I don't think there's going to be a choice because the context is changing so quickly that anyone that simply uses the old models of leadership is going to quickly find themselves in deep trouble. And we've seen some examples of this in recent time in terms of crisis response on the part of leadership, not being in tune with an organization.
You're a proponent of technology and face-to-face interaction to create highly interactive and collaborative environments. As the use of technology increases, are we going to connect less face-to-face?
No. I do not think we will connect less face-to-face. I think we will connect in new ways face-to-face. I think what we're going to see is that face-to-face is the highest bandwidth medium we have. We really need it as one of our primary media. However, I think you're going to see a significant rise in the number of hybrid meetings. And by that I mean meetings that incorporate both face-to-face and technology. And we're going to see meetings really transformed and reinvented to include the whole, what I call the whole continuum of communication that should take place around a meeting. That is, thinking about how do we employ technology effectively before we arrive, how do we maximize our use of face-to-face when we get on site? And then what do we do to follow up afterwards? And how do we use technology to connect other people in when we're meeting face-to-face? So all of these are questions that I believe meeting designers and senior executives are going to have to collaborate on to make sure that we're really utilizing meetings as effectively as possible.
A final question. What counsel would you give to leaders in our community?
You don't have to know everything about all of the latest innovations, but you do need to be thinking in terms of connecting, informing, and engaging a very broad and diverse group of stakeholders. And use meetings and events as a real way to gather and really optimize the input that people can give you through meetings. And understand that you can prepare for uncertainty, but you can't plan for it in the classic sense of planning. It's a whole new way of working, and so flexibility and an open mind are going to be key leadership qualities going into the future.
It's a pretty exciting time to be in business.
Oh, absolutely. It's fantastic.
It's been very enlightening. Thank you very much for the conversation, Mary.
I was delighted to be here. Thank you so much. It was fun.
Decision-making in complex environments is the topic in Corner Office this month. Posted right below are web links to resources covered in the show. In Corner Office, we're taking David's and Mary's counsel to collaborate and interact, and we invite you to join the conversation. Please let us know what you thought of the topic, ask a question, or tell us how we did by clicking on the register button found in the top right-hand corner on this site. You can also follow us on Twitter. Our hashtag is #CornerOffice, or follow me at Susan Radojevic. And finally, let us know if there is a hot topic or burning issue you'd like us to cover. We're here to connect you with innovative thinkers to help you lead in the 21st century. For Corner Office, I'm Susan Radojevic, logging out.